Assalamu alaikum. This is a summary of lesson 8, practice addition and subtraction fact. In this lesson, we are going to revise all of the strategies we have studied up till now. We studied different addition strategies from lesson number 1 to lesson number 4. Then moving on from lesson number 5 to lesson number 7, we studied different strategies for subtraction. Let's have a look at these. First of all, we are going to revise a little about what are exactly addition and subtraction equations. So here we are going to make our own subtraction and addition equations using two numbers 7 and 9. We can use them any way we want. Here we have some examples like 7 plus 2 equals to 9, and even we can write it in the other way in the subtraction equation, 9 minus 2 equals to 7. Or we can do 7 plus 9 equals 16, or 16 minus 9 equals 7. Let's have a review of the strategies we have studied right from the beginning, right from the first lesson. In the lesson 1, we studied one strategy of addition, and that strategy is called changing the order of addends. In this strategy, we have seen that whatever would be the position of the addends, it won't affect the sum. We can either have 6 plus 3, it will be equal to 9. We can even have 3 plus 6, again it will be equal to 9. Similarly, we can show it using link cubes, like here we can see 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, or 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. The main thing is when any way we change the order of addends, the sum will remain the same. Coming to the next lesson, we studied doubles and near doubles. We use the doubles fact to solve a near doubles fact. We already know that 3 plus 3 equals to 6, 4 plus 4 equals to 8, 5 plus 5 equals to 10, 6 plus 6 equals to 12, 7 plus 7 equals to 14, 8 plus 8 equals to 16, 9 plus 9 equals to 18, and 10 plus 10 equals to 20. So, using the same information of the doubles fact, we solved actually in lesson number 2 some near doubles fact. And what are near doubles? Near doubles are equations, or we can represent them in the form of pictures or in the form of equations, where one of the addend is just one or two more than the other one. Here in this example, we can see a doubles fact 2 plus 2, and this is a near double where the other addend is just one more than the first one. Here is another example 4 plus 4. This is a doubles fact, and here I can see a near double fact 4 plus 5. Just one addend is one more than the other. Here we can see another example 5 plus 5. This is a doubles fact, and a near doubles fact is here where the second addend is two more than the first one. Even in the pictures we can represent it in the form of pictures, like here we can see 7 plus 7, and here is 7 plus 8. Red link cubes are 7, and there is just one more, so this one is a near double fact. Again, this is a near double fact because I can see only two more link cubes and the rest are same. So in this strategy, we use the doubles fact, and we know that when a doubles fact, for example 4 plus 4 is 8, so that means if there is a near double fact 4 plus 5 and it has just one more, one of the addend is just one more, the answer will be just one more than this answer, the answer of the doubles fact. So if 4 plus 4 is 8, 4 plus 5 will be 9, just one more than the 8. And if a doubles fact is like this one, where the one of the addend is two more than the other one, so the answer will be two more than the answer of the doubles fact. So if the doubles fact is 5 plus 5, 10, so 5 plus 7 will be 2 more than 10, that is 12. In lesson number 3, we studied the method of making a 10 to add. Here we use different numbers. Here we use the counters in two different frames. And for example, here we can see 8 plus 5. We had 8 counters in the first tens frame and 5 counters in the second tens frame. But we use the strategy make a 10 to add And how we use that strategy? We just moved counters from the second 10 frame to the first 10 frame to complete the first 10 frame. This is called making a 10 to add. We make the first 10th frame complete, then we quickly count it that we know this is 10, then we know how more it, and then 10 we can count on after 10, 11, 12, 13. This helps us to add quickly. So this is a making 10 to add method. In lesson number 4, we studied using addition facts table pattern. It was an interesting thing. We used a addition facts table. This table is called addition facts table, and there's a specific method to find this sum of any two numbers. We can go along the row. Like if I want to find the answer of 3 plus 3, I would go right from up from the number 3 in the column here down, and from the left I will find the number 3 along the row where these two lines will match. That's the answer of this sum. Here I can see, for example, if we are looking further, 4 plus 2, the sum of 4 plus 2 is 6. And we also learned there is an interesting fact in this addition facts table, that whenever I come across the same sum, whenever I get the same sum, like 6 plus 0 is 6, if 5 plus 1 is 6, whenever I come to the 6, that is the same sum, it makes a specific pattern, and this is a diagonal pattern. It makes a diagonal pattern on addition facts table. This helps us to solve our addition equations very easily. So these were the 4 strategies we studied up till now, and these strategies were all about additions. Coming up next in the next lesson, we have got subtraction strategy, and this is a count on and count back method. In the same lesson we studied 2 strategies. One is the count on method and the other is count back method. In this method, basically we use a number line. And what is a number line? It's a line having numbers on it. And in count on method, we move in the forward direction. In count back method, we move in the backward direction. We have to make jumps in the backward direction. So while if we are using count on method, we start with the smaller number. Like here, if I've got 11 minus 4 and I'm going to use the count on method, I will start with number 4. Then I will move on and make jumps until I reach 11. Then I will count the number of jumps and I'll write here. But if on the same number line I'm going to use a count back method, I'm going to start with the greater number, like here they have done. I will start from 11 and the smaller number will tell me the number of jumps. I'm not going to go to number 4. In count back method, the smaller number tells us the number of jumps. So I'll make 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Then I'll see where I have reached. That's the number I'm going to write as an answer. So these were the count on and count back method we studied in lesson number 5. Coming up to the lesson 6, again we studied another interesting subtraction strategy, and some kind of really interesting strategy, because in this strategy we think of addition to subtract. Isn't it strange? We think how we can convert a subtraction equation into an addition equation to solve our subtraction equation. And how do we do that? We look at the subtraction equation very carefully. Then we find which number is the greater one. For example, I can see here 9 minus 3 equals to something. I know 9 is the greater number. I'm going to grab 9 and I'm going to place it after equals to. See, here 9 has got after equals to, and the smaller number goes before the plus. And here I have converted it from the minus equation into a plus equation. So 9 minus 3 equals to something can be converted into 3 plus something equals to 9. This is how I can think of addition to subtract. Then it's very easy. I can count after 3 and until I reach till 9, and I can write the answer, and same will be the answer of the subtraction. So this way we use the addition method to subtract. In lesson number 7, we studied another subtraction method, and that is make a 10 to subtract. We have already studied previously a method in addition to make a 10 to add. Now in this lesson we learned about how we can make a 10 to subtract. And there are again two different ways, but each way is given in two steps. In first step, we have to remove some of the counters so that we have first 10 frame complete. We can do it in addition method, or we can do in a subtraction method. Like here I can see they have done it in addition way. They start when we are doing addition way, we are going to start with a smaller number. So they start with number 7, they add 3 more until they get 10. Later they complete the number 7 total of 13 here. They complete total of 13, and then they count how many they have added in all, and that is the answer. So in the first step they have added 3, in the second step they have added 3 more, so the answer is 6. This was the addition method using the make a 10 to subtract method. This is the subtraction method, in which we remove the counters in two steps. In step 1 we remove some counters until we get the first 10 frame complete, and in second step we complete the whole process. Like here I can see they have 13, and the same thing they have to the same equation they want to solve. This is 13 minus 7. They are doing it in two steps. 13 they remove first 3 to get a 10 complete, then they go on further to remove 4 more to have all 7 removed. Then they find what is exactly left, and that is the answer. So this strategy is called make a 10 to subtract. Finally, we are on the lesson number 8, where we are going to revise all of the addition and subtraction strategies we have studied up till now, and we can use any of the strategies we have studied up till now to solve our equations. Here on this page we have got some other addition and subtraction equations. We can use any of these strategies to solve these. Even I can see looking at them that already I can find out some strategies. Like here I can see 6 plus 2 6 equals to, that's a doubles fact. Here I can see it's a near doubles fact. So we can go on using any of the strategies we want to use from here. Down here we have got some special kind of equations. Let's see how we can solve them. Let's have a closer look at them. We always know that whenever we have an equals to, the amount should be same on the both side of equals to. Here on one side of equals to I have got a subtraction equation, and on the other side I have got an addition equation with one of the addend unknown. What I can do is to solve this known portion to find the unknown portion. Let's go on solving this. 14 minus 5, I know that 14 minus 5 is 9. So that means the sum here should be 9, because I know on the both side of equals to, the amount should be same. So if this is 9, this should be 9. That means we need to add something here. We need to add to 6 to get a total of 9, and I know that 3 plus 6 equals to 9, so I can add here. So here we have to use this a little more understanding, that we have to solve one side which is solved to get the answer of the other side. Next comes some equations, some word problems, and let's have a closer look at each of them. Again, we can use any of the strategies to solve them. For example, here I have got a word problem. Daniel had 17 pieces of paper. She changed 8 of the pieces by cutting them. How many pieces were not changed? Write an equation to solve. In all, she had 17, so I can use tens frame. I have used here tens frame, and this method is using subtraction using the 10 frames. So here in all she had 17. Out of them 8 she change by cutting them. So we can remove 8. We can see, you can see I have crossed out 8 of them. And what is left? We have to write the equation here. 17 minus 8 equals to, then I can count from here or I can count myself to find the total answer is 9. Finally, we are going to write the answer 9 along with the unit we have here. The unit we have used here is pieces of paper. Next is another word problem. Here, Diego saw 5 frogs on a rock. Here we can see 5 frogs on a rock. He also saw 7 frogs in the grass. We can see 7 frogs in the grass. How many frogs did Diego see in all? So by knowing the some hint words in all, that means it's an addition equation. So we can easily add 7 plus 5, or we can even write 5 plus 7, and in all they were 12. We can count or we can calculate ourselves. Finally, we write the answer 12 with the units. Okay, here units are frogs. Let's move on to the next one. Here they have given a problem which they are allowing us to use any of the strategies. Let's see here. Glenn counts on. Now we have to use a count on method here to solve 9 plus something equals to 14. Then we have to explain how we can do this. What is the missing addend? So here is the missing addend we have to find out. So first thing what we are going to do, we are going to use a number line to count on. We are going to start with number 9. Then we will jump until we reach number 14. Then we will be counting the number of jumps we have made in the forward direction. And this is all how we can write here. I start from number 9. I jump forward to 14. Then I count the number of jumps. Then I come to know that I have made 5 jumps. So in all, we can see there is 9 plus 5 equals to 14. So this is the missing addend 5, the 5 jumps. Let's move on to the next. Choose a strategy to find 11 minus 8. Explain how you use the strategy to find the difference. Here we have to choose by our own self. We can choose any of the strategies we know to solve 11 minus 8. Then we have to explain which strategy we have used. Say he is asking which strategy will you use to solve the problem. So not only we have to solve the problem, we have to tell which strategy we have used. So here you can see strategies we have already discussed, that we can count back method. When we are using a count back method, we start with a greater number. We jump on the smaller number, tells us the number of jumps. So we will make number of jumps 8, and we will see where we have reached, and that is the answer. And here we have got the answer 3. And again we have to explain I use the count back method using the number line, or even you can write I use count back method. Let's see what other methods we can use. We can use make a 10 to subtract method here. For example, in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to start with a bigger number, because we are using the subtraction method. Whenever we are doing a solution with a subtraction method, we start with a greater number. We have started with 11 counters, then 8. We have crossed out 8 to find how much is left. We can explain here I made 10 to subtract, that is first step we removed just 1 and we made a complete of 10. Then I started, so this is the strategy, that making a 10 to subtract, and we have to tell that I started with 11 counters and then I took away 8 counters, and finally I come to know that there were only 3 left. So 11 minus 8 equals to 3. Here I have used another method to solve the same 11 minus 8 equation. Here again we have used the method make a 10 to subtract. This time I have used the addition method. And when we are using addition method, we start with the smaller numbers. So I have grabbed here 8 counters. Then I added more until I reached the total of 11. Then I counted the green counters. Here I wrote we are using which strategy we are using. We are using the strategy of make a 10 to subtract. Then I start with 8 with the smaller number and added more to complete 11. Finally, I have come to one more strategy, and this strategy is called think addition to subtract. We convert the subtraction equation into an addition equation to solve our subtraction equation. So here I have written what strategy I have used. I have used the strategy of I think addition to subtract, or you can write I use the strategy of think add to subtract, whatever the way you want. So we have how we already know that how do we convert a subtraction equation. We look at the greater number, we place it after equals to, and the smaller number we place it before plus, and this way we can convert a subtraction equation into a addition equation. Now we can count on after 8, 9, 10, 11, and I know that the missing addend will be 3, and similarly same will be the answer I can write here. So we have already seen how many different strategies we can use to solve a single problem.